the King has left hospital following a 3-night stay for prostate surgery. The monarch waved to the public as he left the London clinic, accompanied by Queen Camilla. It came just hours after the Princess of Wales left the same hospital.
Well, to tell us more about the latest is author of Charles III, New King, New Court, Robert Hardman. Robert, thank you so much for joining us. Yesterday, what kind of message do you think the King was trying to convey? It was a very public exit from hospital. He's spoken really openly and honestly about the condition that he's had, and I think trying to say to others, you too should do the same.
Yes, well, you're absolutely right, Rosie. I mean, he's been unusually transparent about all this right from the start. I mean, we had that original Palace bulletin saying he was going into hospital, and there were the words which many of us never thought we'd see in a Palace statement: enlarged prostate, and he talked about it there. The Palace have kept us updated every day on his progress, and there we see out he comes with the Queen. Very much. Look, I've got something that lots of you have got. Go get yourselves checked out, and I mean the results speak for themselves. In the last couple of weeks, according to the NHS, online and in surgery requests for information on prostates is up by, last time I looked, it was over 200%. So, in that regard, I think, he's decided if I can be of some use, I will be.
And this has had an extraordinary effect because of the synchronicity with Princess of Wales' hospitalisation. Whilst Princess of Wales and the King recuperate, and whilst the Prince of Wales has said he's going to take time off in order to look after his wife, there is someone whose profile and whose duties are going to come to the fore in all of this, and that's Camilla.
Yeah, I mean, the Queen has been out and about doing her engagements. In fact, she's doing another one today at Windsor Castle.
I must say, Robert, it does still seem very, very odd to refer to her as the Queen so soon after Her Majesty died, doesn't it? I mean, I know maybe it's natural to you, but it just she's Queen Camilla to me, but you're happy to call her the Queen.
She is the Queen. She is Queen Camilla. She's also the Queen Consort. None of those are wrong. It's the terminology we use now. I mean, we only have one Queen to speak of, but yeah, a lot of people, in fact, frankly, to a large part of the world, the Queen is still Elizabeth II, but in Palace terminology, the Queen is Queen Camilla. But yeah, she's out and about doing her engagements. So is the Princess Royal, so are the Duke and Duchess of Edinburgh. But we are seeing the what many call the slim down monarchy adapting to even more reduced numbers. Because of, as you say, this extraordinary double hospitalisation. It is a reminder that the royal family is smaller, and it's going to have to adjust to suit, the workforce available, if you like. What is going to be interesting is later in the year, not too far off, will be the revised list of patronages. We've been waiting for this since the accession of Charles III. With the death of the late Queen, all the patronages, hundreds of them, were put on hold. So we're waiting to see, who becomes patron of what. And I suspect that list may be a little reduced from the one that we had before.
Talking of lists, Robert, the lists of people who can step up and do those public royal duties when someone is abroad or they're unwell, as they've been in hospital, changed, didn't it, to introduce some characters on it and quietly move others off?
Yes, the list of councillors of state, which historically is the list of those who can step in for the monarch if he's incapacitated or abroad, and that had always historically involved the 4 closest in line to the throne, and that obviously, and they have to obviously be over the age of 21. So that put Prince Harry and Prince Andrew in that bracket, and I think the King realised that wasn't going to hold with the public. Should the day come that it required either Prince Andrew or Prince Harry to sign legislation, then people might start saying, "Well, hang on, that's not right." So rather than remove them from the list, what the King did a few months into his reign was quietly extend the list, so that it doesn't just include those two, but it also includes the Princess Royal and the Duke of Edinburgh, so that should the need arise, they can step in. But yeah, it's a reminder. It's the working unit of the House of Windsor is much reduced, and frankly, apart from William and Catherine, most of them are either heading for or have hit retirement age.
Now, Catherine, we know, went in for major abdominal surgery, as it was described, and obviously without wishing to pry too much into medical privacy. I mean, it sounds as if that was a fairly serious operation, and she is going to be spending a lot of time recuperating. How much more can you tell us about that?
Well, I know no more than all the other royal correspondents, in that it has been a serious operation, and she is recovering at home, and we're not expecting to see her back on duty until Easter. And I think everyone is conscious that she mustn't feel under any pressure. You know, there mustn't be this sort of noise from the commentary out of the media or anybody else saying, "Oh, come on, Kate, let's see you out and about." I think she's got to do this at her own pace. I think everybody accepts that. You know, she is very much a much loved star of the royal show, and we want to see her back fighting fit. That does mean things are going to have to be scrapped from the Wales's spring programme. There were quite a lot of engagements lined up, an overseas tour or two. Those are going to have to be delayed. But the palace is very good at making sure that if things are cancelled, they get resolved later. So if people were expecting to see her at a particular event and that isn't happening, it will happen in due course, I'm sure.
We're also just reminded in sort of the statement yesterday from Kensington Palace about the Princess of Wales that family and sort of privacy and protecting her children from all that sort of glare and scrutiny as much as possible has been really important. And what can we expect, Robert, from the Prince of Wales? Because I think he said he'll stay with her and won't return to sort of public-facing duties until her recovery is more settled.
Yeah, I think it's a reflection of the fact they are a very modern royal couple. I mean, in years gone by, in this sort of situation, what would have happened is the prince would have carried on sticking to whatever he had to do, and you know, the nannies would step up to the plate. He's saying, well, actually, no, you know, we're a modern family, and I want to be there to keep things normal at home. Normalisation is a really important element of life in the Wales household, making everything as normal. I mean, obviously they live in you know, when you're royal and you're living in the grounds of Windsor Castle, things aren't that normal, but keeping things you know, familiar. It's really important, making the children feel that there's nothing to worry about, and that, you know, normal life continues, and that, you know, being royal is not some sort of something to be feared. That's really important to both of them, and so I think you know, people should understand that, you know, the Prince of Wales is just being a dad.
And she too a mum as well. Robert, thank you so much for giving us the latest on exactly what we can learn and what we can expect from the royals in the coming few weeks.